Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? We are at Knoebels today, and this is our first summer visit here since 2018. And so, Evie, what'd you think? Evie, are you ready for this? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Impulse, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think?
I give it a 10. The ejector on the first drop was good.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we just rode Downdraft, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a good ride on it. And so, Evie, what'd you think?
Yeah, I had a really good ride on it. The ejector was very good, and yeah, I give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Twister, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was the craziest ride we've ever had on it. And so, Evie, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was aggressive, and airtime was nuts. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Haunted Mansion, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. Those are some really cool scares. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. It wasn't what I expected, but it was a very cool ride.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Phoenix, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. We got some ejector air time on those hills, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. I'll give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode the Flyers, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
10. They are the craziest Flyers I've ever been on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Giant Wheel, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. We were able to get some decent shots on it, although in the beginning they were not stopping the ride for us to get enough shots, but in the middle they did, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it an 8. I still got a decent amount of shots, but I mean, they only stopped the ride like one time to get a good view, so other than that, it was alright.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode Galleon, and I had rated it an 8.5 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Okay, so we just rode Scooters, and I rated it a 7.5 out of 10. I just kept spinning backwards for like absolutely no reason, but it was the best ride that Evie here has ever had on Scooters. So tell me your thoughts.
I kept going through all those traffic jams. None of them were getting to me, so yeah, I give that ride a 9.
Oh, okay, so we just rode the Whipper, and I rated a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it like an 8.5. It was alright.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode Scenic Skyway, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. We got some good views on it, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. You did get good views, and I give it a 10.
Oh, yeah.
So we just rode Paratrooper, and I'd rate it a 10.
Okay, so we just rode Twister, and I'd rate it a 9.5 out of 10. The front is still aggressive, but I like the back way better, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it? Okay, so we just rode Pioneer Train, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It took us to a cool part of Knoebels, and plus, this was my first ever time riding it, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we did get some really good views from there. I'll give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Merry Mixer and Downdraft, and I'd rate both rides a 10 out of 10. They were very good. Merry Mixer's actually a decent scrambler. I've rented it like many years ago, and so, Evie, what'd you think?
Yeah, Merry Mixer, I'll give it a 9. It was a decent scrambler ride, and Downdraft, I'll give it a 10. It was a good ride.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we just rode Impulse, and I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I'll give it a good 9. It was good.
Oh, yeah. So we just rode Phoenix, and I rated a 10 out of 10. We got some good airtime on it. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, it's good. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah.
So we just rode both TILT-A-WHIRL and the Teacups, and I'd rate both rides a 9 out of 10. They were pretty good. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I give both of them a 9.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we just rode Paratrooper, the Flyers, and Cosmotron, and I'd rate all 3 rides 10 out of 10. Cosmotron's the best Music Express I've ever been on, and the rides on Paratrooper and the Flyers were really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, Paratroopers and the Flyers, I'll give a 9, and Cosmotron, yeah, I'll also give 9 too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Phoenix, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a front seat ride for me. That was insane. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, that was the most insane ride I've ever had on Phoenix. I give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Giant Wheel, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
That was good. Give it a 10.
Oh, okay, so we just had a night ride on Twister, and I definitely rated a 10 out of 10. The ending was so aggressive, and this was my first night ride on Twister, and but feels like many years. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I agree. That night ride was just insane. Crazy ejector in the back row. Just overall an aggressive ride. It was so good. I give it a 10.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so we just rode Impulse, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a really good front seat night ride on it. And okay, so we just rode Downdraft for our last ride of the night again, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it a 10. It was a good night ride.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we had a good first visit back here for this year to Knoebels. We had to deal with limited rides, and today was not even wristbands, so we had to pay per ride, which really sucked. And it also sucked about the limited rides that we had to deal with too. We had to use it to the best of our advantage, and yeah, but we were still able to have a good day here at Knoebels. Like we got on Haunted Mansion. And so, Evie, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, we had a decent day here. We got on some stuff we never done before, like Haunted Mansion, like you mentioned, and yeah, it was obviously a disappointment that some of the rides here that we wanted to ride were closed, but other than that, it was a good day.
Oh, yeah, so make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this vlog, and make sure to go check out my merch store on Bonfire. I have face masks, coffee mugs, all the things, so make sure to go check it out. I'll have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next one.